Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar on setup and customization in Zoho CRM. I'm Deeksha, I'm part of your CRM team and really excited to be guiding you through this session today. In the next few slides or in the next few minutes, I'm going to be showing you on how you can tailor, customize your CRM and how it can be tailored to fit your business needs without requiring any kind of technical expertise or coding skills. So before we dive in, just a quick note, if you have any questions during this session, feel free to type them in the question box on your screen. I'll be happy to address them for you towards the end. Also, just so that you know that I'm going to be recording this session and I'll send you a follow-up email with the recording and any other details that I mentioned here. So you can reach out to us for any kind of further help on the topics, any topics that we have at webinars@zohocorp.com. And I'm going to be using the Zoho CRM Enterprise Edition for today's demo purpose. And also at the end, I'm going to be running quick polls in between to get your feedbacks. All right, thank you so much for that. So in today's webinar, the key elements that we'll be looking at is setting up your CRM account. So if you're a beginner or if you just get started to how to use the CRM system. So I'm going to be explaining on how and what are the different elements that you can get started while trying to create one. Next, we'll look at some customize based on how we can customize based on your business needs. So I've taken a use case for today, and that similar techniques can be applied to all of the other techniques on your CRM as well. Lastly, I'm going to demonstrate that through a CRM demo and using all the features, and we'll take a look at some of the customer testimonials and Q&A at the end. So now let's get started. So you might be wondering, why should I even bother customizing my CRM? So the truth is that no two businesses are the same. Every business has its unique process, and there's a culture and the way they are operating. That's where CRM comes in. It allows you to easily adapt the system to meet your business needs, all without needing to know any specific code or a complex code for the customization part. So next, what exactly we can customize in my CRM? Well, there's a lot. You can start by changing the company logo. You can set up your time zones, currencies, adjusting the different modules and fields, the layout that makes up your CRM. Don't worry, everything is super easy to customize. I'll show you how. Firstly, let's start with Home tab. So the first thing that you see when you log in into your CRM is the Home tab, which is pretty important because it gives you like an overview of the CRM activities at a glance. So it shows you everything from your tasks to your sales progress and dashboard as well. The good news is you can customize this to your liking. For example, let's take at the use case that I've taken for today. It's of a travel agency. Now, this travel agency is running, and what this does is, let me give you a basic overview of how this is set up. So usually there's a website. So this is their website. It's called Travel Sky. Anybody wants to book a service, they can simply come on this website, and from there they can inquire for any kind of service that this company is providing. So now, based on that, you can, once they fill in this particular form right here, that goes into the CRM straight. And from here, they can take a look at all of their clients that have been come through. And then it is passed on to the salespeople. They can start following up with the users and so on. So that way, this is the basic sales process. But now as an administrator, if you see that when I log into my CRM, this is what I'm able to see. So I can see how many domestic trips that I planned for the year, how many monthly trips that are there, how many open tasks are there, how many active deals are there. So these are all the components that probably would help you get an overview of what exactly is happening inside my CRM, without having to go inside creating a report or probably jumping into a different module altogether. So I did an overview of what exactly is happening. So how do I customize this? You can either click on this Add Component button, the 3 dots, and from here, you can add a component to your homepage from the dashboard, if not a custom view, if not a widget or a kiosk. So how do I create a homepage altogether? You can click on the Settings button. From here, you can go to customization. Here you will have customized homepage. Now, depending upon which user you'd like to create it for, you can create a new homepage altogether. So from here, you can choose any dashboard element from any module that you have. Let's say if I'd like to see all my today's prospects, or let's see this week's prospects. Let's take a look. Okay, so I'm creating a chart for that. Then after that, I'm going to create what is the revenue for this month, how many deals are there in the pipeline. So I can add the different components that I have. Apart from that, I can also select it from custom views that I have in the module. So let's select the contacts. So how many domestic trips are planned for the month, or if there's any international trips that are planned, all of my clients. So similarly, you can create you can create up to 20 components, and these can be given a name. So let's see if you want to set up a home page. So overview. So you can create a view for the week, for the month, for a user. Based on that, you can create and assign it to a user as well. So if I'd like to assign it to myself, I can assign it to my role. If not, if I'd like to assign it to salespeople, I can go ahead and select them as well. So only people who are selected in this section will be able to see this homepage and will be able to work with it. So that way I can create a homepage when I go to my CRM home. From here, I can go ahead and switch to the one that I just created right now. So the very first thing, you will get to know as to what is exactly happening in your CRM. All right, so with that being said, let's move on to the next thing is how do I customize my CRM account or set up my personal and company details. So how do I do that? So before even I get started working with the CRM, I need to go to the setup icon. So the very first thing that you'll see is general, under which you'll see personal settings. So here you can enter the name, the email address, all the personal details, the role, the phone number, the website, the date of birth. You can put in your address, and the important information is the language and the locale information. So make sure that you have that selected correctly, so that you will get started working with it based on the same as well. So here that is, and this is the personal settings, which is probably specific to the user. Now for the company, the whole organization, you can change the company details by going to the section right here. Here you can enter the name of the company, the phone number, any fax details if you have, any URL, and the important information is the locale information. So based on this locale information, all the tasks, the meetings that you have in your CRM, any reminders that you have set up, all the automations will be set up. So you have to be very careful with this so that you get timely information or any kind of notifications based on how you've set it up. Right, so from here you can set up a fiscal year for your company. So you can decide when the fiscal year starts and when it ends, all of these details. If you have a custom domain, you can go ahead and put in your domain as well, get your domain. You can set up your business hours for your organization. So when, based on when your organization works, you can go ahead and set up all of these details. Further, you can set up any holidays that you follow in your organization and set up currencies as well. So if you work worldwide, so if you're not just using the Indian rupees, you can probably add some more currencies as well, based on which the data can be added to your CRM. So these are all the personal and company settings to which you can get started with, and from where you can add information and customize it based on your organization. So apart from that, we do have an option for multiple organization support. So what this will do is, for managing multiple business units or companies, CRM offers you to support for multiple organizations. So what this will do is, this will allow you to manage several CRM accounts under a single user, making it easier to oversee different branches that you might have or businesses in place. So for example, this is one of the organizations which deals with the travel agency. Now, along with that, if I do have another organization, a sister company, or another organization altogether, I can go ahead and create without having to create a new account altogether. I can go ahead and create a new organization within my CRM itself. So here, I can switch to the other organization that I have. which might be a different genre altogether, or it can be anything. So right now, if you see, along with the travels, I've also changed it as a healthcare center. So I can do consultations, I can set up my patients, I can do medical cases. I can see all of the stuff. So this is like a healthcare center. So I can maintain my data separately, even though it is owned by my own company. But the data would be different. So that way I can maintain my data different, but have my users either work on this organization or the other. So that way you have an option to switch to multiple organizations based on where you're working for. All right. Moving on. Now that you've set up your basic details in your CRM, let's understand how you customize your modules, layouts, and fields. So modules in your CRM lets you move, these are all building blocks of your CRM, basically. These includes things like leads, contacts, accounts, deals, and so on. Modules are basically sections which categorizing data based on the type of data that you're going to be entering. So for example, prospects is a section or a module where I'm going to be storing all of my prospective customers. That means it's by default, it's called as leads, but in my organization, we probably call them as prospects. So I've renamed it as prospect. So these are basically prospective customers who might or might not be doing business with you. So in that case, you can go ahead and set that as a prospects module. While clients is basically your confirmed customers. So you might have sold them a travel package in the past, or you might be in the process of providing them a package at the moment. Companies, on the other hand, captures the information of the account. So the organizational details is captured in the companies, and deals is basically where the sales process happens. So whatever product that the person is getting, so if that's going to be won or not, that's going to be captured within the sales, and it's going to provide you the expected revenue. So on the monetary level, this is where the revenue is calculated for the account. Now, how do I customize this? So for that, you need to go to setup. Under customizations, you can go to modules and fields, under which you will find a list of all of your modules available. So here are the default modules that are provided. So leads, contacts, accounts. If you'd like to rename it as I have done it, so you can click on this option and rename it. And from here, you can go ahead and rename it however you'd like to, and similar to other modules as well. But let's say if you probably if this is not enough, you can go ahead and create a new module altogether also. So here you can create a new module and create your own custom fields. Like for example, let's take a look at, let's say if I want to capture the insurance details of the customer. So I will probably create a module that's called insurance and click on done. So that's the insurance name, and then, but I'd like to connect it with the client. So what I'll do is, here are the list of all the available fields, custom fields that I've created. So the ones that you already see here in the module, it's the default fields. Apart from that, if I'd like to set something up, I can go about using custom fields. So here I can go ahead and select the the lookup field, because I want to associate it with a contact. I can use a lookup field, and I can see type in related contact. And I'm going to link it with my contacts module. And this is the related list. So I'll show you how this looks up, and I'm going to save it. So once I save it, I can further make more details, make more fields here in order for me to get more information. Let's say if I'm going to get the insurance number, I can go ahead and add a field here. What's the validity? starting date. I can put another field that says ends on. So I can just fill in as many, because I'm on the enterprise edition here, I can create more 296 custom fields. So you can go ahead and create as many custom fields as you would like within that limitation. And I can save and close it. And I'm going to be assigning it to all of my users because I want everybody to be able to see them. Once I do that, how do I access that? You can go to the module section. From here, I can go ahead and select insurance module that I've created, and I can create an insurance. So let's say insurance for travel. And I've related it to the contact. So I can select the contacts that I have. For example, let's say Krishna. And I'm gonna, for now, save it. I can always come back and edit the details later. So if this way, you will be able to see the related contact and what is the insurance name. And when I go into that contact record, I can see from here the related list. So from here, I can see the related list, the insurance. So it is connected to this insurance. So this way, it's connecting two different modules on how you can create a field inside a CRM. All right, so that being said, that's how you can create a new field inside your CRM or a different module altogether. From here, just to make sure you're able to hear me, and how do I, now what are layouts? So now layouts are basically, you might have different forms inside a simple module to capture different types of details. So that can be captured under layouts. So for example, if let's say if I go to the leads module, I have multiple layouts here. One is domestic layout and one is international layout. So what that means is like I might have a different set of fields for my international trips as compared to when it comes to domestic. Even though both of them are prospects, but they have different types of information that needs to be captured. So in those cases, instead of creating a whole new module altogether, because at the end of the day, both are prospects. So instead, I can create different layouts inside a module itself. So here, I can maintain different types of fields. So let's say for international, I need the passport number, I need visa, I need the copy of visa, and all of these details. While on the domestic, I might not have these required. I'll just probably need the basic details, and that's enough. ID proof is enough. So these are all custom fields and custom layouts, and how do you create them? All of this is inside your CRM. Next, we have Canvas. So when you open a record, let's say you open a particular record inside your CRM. Let me open this one. So in order for you to go through all the information that's been provided, you probably have to scroll down to the bottom extremely, and then from here you can, it is difficult for you to find the details that are there. Instead, if there is a certain view which will help you with changing the whole view of your CRM itself, that'll be great. So I've changed the view. So I've changed the whole look and feel of how your CRM record looks. And this is more pleasing to the eye as well, and for the salesperson to start working on it. And they can focus only on the details that is required for the moment. And from there, they don't even have to probably scroll down to the bottom much. So all of these things can be viewed in the same screen itself. So that's called Canvas. So here you have an option to change how the CRM data looks. How do I do that? You can find the same option under customization. You can create a canvas either for the list view or for the detailed view. So detailed view is what we were looking at earlier. So here I can create a new record URL page. So canvas. Okay, I'm going to select the module first, sorry, and then select the layout. And once I do that, We have number of templates available readily, so you can use any one of the templates available here. So let's say if I go to select this one, I can go ahead and select that, and I can go to the next section right here. And from here, I can further customize it as ever I need. If I want to change the field color, if I want to add fields to it, I can go ahead and do that. So it's simple, drag and drop. That's it. Let's say if I want to add the salutation, I can add it wherever I need it to. So without having to know any kind of codes required, you can go about customizing the whole look and feel of how the CRM data looks. That's called Canvas. Let's see. So as I mentioned, it's like an experience where you can customize the whole field. So like in this example, we have created the properties. If this is with regards to a real estate business, where you can show the number of properties that you have and then get the basic account details and so on. It is a fully no code, just drag and drop feature where you can change some details and you can customize how something looks up and change the color of it and things like that. We have pre-built templates that I said, using which we can use any one of them to create a canvas from scratch. Next, we have something called subforms. Subforms are basically tabular information that you might be able to capture some more details inside your CRM. So, for example, let's talk about subforms. These are super useful if you need to associate multiple line items with a single record. For example, if you are a customer buying a mobile phone and an accessory, you can use the subform to list each accessory along with the main product that you want to track. So you can track things like quantity, price, discount for each of them and the same record. Now in this particular situation, let's go to one of my prospects here. So let's say this one. So this person is traveling, he's booked a travel to Kasol, let's say a place called Kasol inside in India. And if I'd like to understand who are the respective travelers with this person, somebody else is traveling, apart from this user, then I can add them as a row information. So let's say if Nisha, I can add the date of birth of the user. I can add the email of them. So here I can simply add the different people who are going to be traveling with this user. And then I can save it. I can go ahead and add another row saying Nivi, and I can add the details and so on. So along with the main information, if I want to gather the information of sub-coordinate people who are going to be traveling, so I can go about using a subform to gather all of these information. So this way, I can go ahead and create a subform. How do I create this? I can go ahead and create a, I can go to customizations. So subform is a whole new section right here. You can go about selecting that. It's one of the field types. Since I've already created multiple subforms, it's not allowing me to do that. But let's take a look at the insurance module that we just created. Let's go to that. From here, I can create a new subform. So here I can put in the details of the people traveling again, people traveling. So based on that, I can add a field, which can be a single line field. Then I can have an email field, and then I can have a phone number field, so on. So based on whatever kind of information am I trying to gather, I can go about adding all of those details from here in the CRM itself. So you can save and close it. And from saving and closing it, you're good to go. So that is about sales subforms. You can also use it in multiple other aspects where you can capture the price, the quantity, the different, the unit price of the product. That way also can be calculated. Moving on, we have conditional fields. So conditional fields, sometimes not all the fields in your layouts are needed at all at once. For example, now let's say if this person who is traveling to Kasol, and I would like to see that this person is using the mode of transport. They have not selected anything as of now. But let's say if I go ahead and select the mode of transport as flight, then I might want to show a couple of details. So if you see, since I've selected flight, I see a section that has popped up which says flight information. But if I change this to train, I will have a section that says train information. So when it is bus, probably I don't need the train information or the flight information. That's not required. So that way it helps me to create a cleaner and more dynamic layout, showing only the fields that are relevant to the current task, right? So how do I create that? For that, I can go to setup. Under customization, we can go to the module that I want to create the customization for. And here we have something called conditional layout rules. So if you see, I've already created a layout rule here, which says if the mode of transport is bus, then I'm going to show a section that says bus information. But if it is train, I'm going to show a section that says train information. And if it is flight, then I'm going to show a section for flight information. And based on that, other than that, showing a section, I can also show some fields. I can show, I can make a field mandatory also. I can show subforms. So all of these details can be done along with showing a particular field inside your CRM. So that's with the conditional layouts. So next we have validation rules. Next, one of the challenges I feel that while managing your CRM is ensuring the data that you're entering is correct. So this is where validation rules are really helpful. With these rules, CRM will alert you if a user is entering invalid data, preventing any kind of errors before they even happen. So you can set conditions for your data if the data is invalid, and the system will stop the record from being saved until the issue is corrected. So for that, what I can do is I can create different validation rules. Now, for example, I've set up a validation rule saying if the email validate using does not contain at. So if the email is not having at in the field, then I want to show a message saying stop with an error saying enter a proper email address. So this way, whenever somebody is entering some data, and it is not intentional, but there are sometimes probably the user might make a mistake, right? So in those cases, you can make sure that when I go to my prospects module, and let's say if I am entering some data, let me edit the email address, and I'll say and when I save it, so it's going to ask me, please enter a valid email. So similarly, it's not allowing me to save until and unless I go ahead and change the email address here. So similarly, you can create as much as number of validations for each and every field that we have, so that you can ensure that the data that's being entered is correct by the users. So that way you can create validation rules inside your CRM. Another example here could be that let's say if you are providing a discount to your customer, and if the user has entered a discount which is more than 25%, but you don't provide something like that. So here you can set up saying that discount can't be more than 25%. So that way when the user is trying to save it, it gives them an error and you can go modify the details that is provided. Right. So next we have wizards. So one common issue many users are facing is making mistakes during data entry, right? With Zoho CRM's wizards feature, you can break long data entry forms into smaller and more manageable steps. This makes it easier for your sales representative to enter data without any error and helps improve the productivity. Now let's take a look and let's give an example. saying, let's say if I'm going to create a prospect here. So when I'm trying to create a new record, I have so much data. I have so much data available here. So there is a possibility that I might get confused as to what is the data that is important, or what particular orders do I go about filling all of these details and things like that. But instead, if I have a wizard like structure where it is going to give me structured information. So right now it says first go ahead and gather the basic details. So here I can go ahead and enter some basic details. Let's say Anusha, and I can put in the details saying anusha@email.com. Oops, that's the company, but let me just put it under here. They work for the company that's called let's say ABC, and the phone number as well. So this way I can click on next, and then it gives me a but if I don't have this information, I can always go about saving this as draft, but then it gives me like a ordered structured way of how I can, or what details do I have to go ahead and enter inside my CRM. So now, but when it comes to just gathering the data here, I probably would have to go through the long form, and would be probably confused. So how do I create this? Go to setup. Under customizations, you will see something called wizards. And here in the wizards, you can go ahead and create a wizard for yourself. So here, what you do is you create different screens. Okay, so first screen here, let's take a look at this. I have to just double click on a particular screen. So here in this first screen, I can enter all the details that I want to gather in my first section. Then I can create a next button, and that next button can be linked onto the next screen that I have. So I can create multiple screen. Let's try to create a new screen. So I've just double clicked it. So here I get the, let's say, address information. So I can go ahead and enter the details like loading point, landing point, street, the city, the state, zip code. So now when I'm click on done, I have an address information. Now I can decide when this has to come. So either it can come from the basic customer details, then travel information, then screen 3. So it can come from here, or it can come from any one of these details. So how do I connect that? I click on this and I click on the button, enter the button, and the button can be clicked to say next, because I want to go to the next option right here. So, and I can go ahead and link it to a particular screen. So I want to, after my traveler's information, I want to get the address information. No, sorry. After the traveler's information, I can go to the address information. And yeah, that's that. So I can go ahead and save the wizard. So let's say the address information is disconnected. What I can do is I can connect it with some other button as well. So you have to make sure that all of them are coming in order. So let's say, let me go to this section right here. And instead of saving this section, I'm going to go ahead and link it to the screen, that is address information. And in this address information, I'm going to make this as the screen where the record gets saved. So now everything is in order. I can go about creating. You see that the street, all of these fields are repeated, it says. So let's say I remove the information. I can just add the additional information right here. So it will allow you to save the wizard only if you have corrected all the error messages. So now that I've removed all the error messages, I can create a prospect. From here, I can select the wizard and then get the details corrected. So let's say wait, record called Varun. I can click on next. So on. So based on how I have set it up, I can go ahead and click on continue and done. I can click on save, and all of that is done. And that's how the information can be gathered. So that's about wizards. Let's go to translations next. So for example, let's see if your company is available worldwide, if your business has a global presence, then CRM helps you, makes it easier by serving your customers in their local languages also. So with the built-in multiple language support, you can translate modules and customizations to your CRM for different regions. So for example, let's say if I have an office available in Europe where probably they don't speak English, in those cases, I can go ahead and set up translations, and I can create a German translation available for all the fields and customizations that I have in the CRM. And that way I can give my employees and the customers a very localized experience as well. So here you can go ahead and add any language of your choice and import the different translations that you have, and you're good to go. Custom actions. So now, apart from all the basic requirements, if you have a requirement of any kind of custom requirements or custom actions that you want to carry out on a regular basis. So another cool feature that CRM offers is of ability to trigger any kind of action. So you can create your custom buttons, you can link it with your CRM, automate it using certain tasks or workflows based on your specific needs. So this helps you streamline the process and save the time. So to do that, what you can do is you can come under actions. You can create a function for yourself. So let's say I'd like to add a function which based on the country code, I'd like to add 91 in front of all the numbers that I have in my CRM. So for that, I've written a script. So don't worry, if you're not well versed in how to writing a script, you can always get in touch with the support team, explain them the requirement, and our support team will help you with writing a code. They can write a code and help you implement that. So similarly, right now, because I need to make sure that all of my numbers have 91 in front of them, so I've written a code for it, and I can associate it with a button. How do I create a button? So here I can go to a module, and from here I have an option to set it up as a link or a button. So I can implement it as a button where I can see that. I can go to my prospects module. So from here I can create any custom buttons and I can implement it. So when I open the record, let's say these are all custom buttons that I've created. So new appointment, it will create a new appointment for the customer. Email booking URL, it will send out an email booking to the customer or send a Zoho signed document as well. So similarly, based on the action that you require, you can create customized actions and associate it with a button in your CRM. So these are all custom actions. And a next level to this is client scripts. For to built-in customizations might not be enough. That's where client scripts come in. This allows you to add more advanced customizations, making your CRM more exactly the way you want it to be. Now, for example, let's take a look. Let me just open one of the actions. Again, client scripts are custom scripts. Probably if you need assistance with helping writing them, you can always get in touch with our support team. They'll help you write the code. So for example, let's say if I'm writing a code right here, and what I'm doing is I've written a custom script here on a so what this will do is this will make the currency field as not editable. But let's see if I have an option, if I go ahead and edit that and I refresh this. Now I have an option to modify the currency that I'm using. So this way, if you don't want your users to be modifying any kind of details inside your CRM, you can write custom scripts and implement it on your CRM. That way it will change, it will make the actions happen. So now that I've enabled that, if I go ahead and refresh it, and if I'm trying to change the currency inside my CRM, the system won't let me do it. Right, so that's our custom scripts. It will reduce a lot of your time, and it will also fasten whatever actions that you're doing. All right, next going on to personalized email templates. So now sending emails to your CRM customers are pretty basic requirement. How do you create a template for yourself is what we're looking at. Under customizations, you will see something called templates. You can create a new template for yourself. Like for example, I've created a welcome email. So whenever a record is created, I want this to be sent to the person. So I can create a template right here, which can be used. So I can create a new template altogether. And one of the exciting features that we have is we can either select it from any of the custom buttons right here. Let's say if I want to wish them happy birthday on the date of birth. So here I can make use of merge fields. So where I want to personalize, I want to, like call them by their names and be it personal based on the customer. I can use the hashtag symbol, and from here I can select any field that I want to address them. So dear, whatever the first name is, and then it goes to the user. So that way I can create a template for my CRM that can be used to send to a customer. So here I can send out a name, so DOB. I can enter the subject of the email with this happy birthday, and I can go ahead and save it. So select the folder where you want to save it. Now if I go to a client, and if I'd like to send them and send them, let's say if their birthday is today, and if I want them to send to email, I can use the send email button, insert the template, and it will automatically say, Dear Krishna, happy birthday on a special day, and so on. I can just finish it up. So that way I can create my own personalized email templates and send it out to my customers. All right. With that, we've come to an end to the session. The top extensions that we have, let's say if you want to connect any other application apart from the ones that are provided in the CRM. Let's say you might be using multiple applications for your integration purpose. If you want to use any one of them, you can make use of a marketplace. Marketplace basically is a section here, and from this section you can go about selecting. Let's say for example you're looking to send out SMS, so you're looking to find SMS extensions. So you can select SMS or SMS Magic or anything else. And from here, you can go about installing that for your CRM. So that way you can send out SMS from within the CRM itself. These are all provided by third-party vendors. So any application that you want to be using to edit information inside your CRM, you can go about making use of this section right here. That way, you can go ahead and create different types of integrations available in your CRM, and you can seamlessly work through all the applications available. So depending upon the different verticals, We have telephony, where you can connect a telephone service to your CRM in order for you to make calls from within the CRM directly. Then we have sales, where you can select a DocuSign and we can integrate LinkedIn. Then for marketing purpose, if you're not using one of our applications, Zoho Campaigns or Marketing Automation, you can choose any one of the available like MailChimp, Shopify, and so on. Similarly, we have different applications for different purposes available. So based on the genre that you'd like, you can go about using these extensions. Next, Amazon .in actually uses CRM to maintain their employees. We have more than 10,000 employees, and this is one of the feedbacks that they have provided, testimonial that they have provided. It has helped them in all their retail services, and they are one of our constant users, customer users. Lastly, we have Route IQ. It's another application of ours, which will help you visualize and track all of your customers inside your CRM based on their location. So you can make use of that. You can see, and if you want to get a demo for the for this application, go ahead and scan this QR code, where you can go about scanning the booking for this particular application. It helps you map the solutions and of providing the route planning and map reports through the web application, both the mobile application as well. So you go ahead and use this QR code to book a demo with us for this particular application, and you'll be good to go. All right, with that, we've come to an end of this session. If you have any questions, I'm open to take any questions that you have right now. Please put it on the chat box or on the question box, and I'll be more than happy to assist you with it. So you can